Introducing Contrast AI SmartFix, intelligently remediating vulnerabilities in your applications and dramatically reducing your mean time to remediation. Let's look at a critical SQL injection vulnerability within an application identified by Contrast Assess. This is a confirmed vulnerability, pinpointed precisely because Contrast observed its behavior during runtime. Notice the rich runtime context. Here's an exact data flow that makes the vulnerability exploitable. And here is the associated HTTP request providing the full picture. Now, let's see how this intelligence empowers SmartFix to create precise, effective fixes. Here's a GitHub repository for our vulnerable application. SmartFix integrates seamlessly into your existing developer workflows as a GitHub Action. There are no new platforms or tools for your team to learn. It runs on your schedule in the background with many flexible configuration options to suit your needs. And the result? SmartFix generates clear, actionable pull requests with suggested fixes ready for your developers to review. While SmartFix typically runs automatically based on your schedule, for this demo, I'll kick off the action manually so we can see it in real time. You can see the SmartFix action initializing here. The process usually takes 5 or 6 minutes, plus or minus a few minutes, depending upon the complexity of the vulnerability and the number of files that need to be modified. Okay, the process is completed, and as you can see, it took 5 minutes and 11 seconds to complete. Let's take a look at the logs. First, it identified the highest priority vulnerability based on your policies. Then the AI agent started to explore the codebase to understand it and realize where the vulnerability was. Then it identified the actual vulnerability and created a fix. After creating a fix, it creates a pull request. It also creates a security test to ensure that the fix is correct. Here's the pull request that SmartFix generated. You can see a link to the vulnerability in Contrast. You can see a summary of the vulnerability and the fix that SmartFix chose to implement. You can also see where it created a test to ensure that this fix was indeed correct. And at the end, we can see that it ran the tests and the tests succeeded. Now let's look at the actual code changes. You can observe here that the changes were very precise. It only changed the things necessary to fix this particular vulnerability using a prepared statement to ensure that all the parameters that were passed in from the user were properly secured. It even includes an optional configurable security unit test to validate the fix and prevent regressions. And here is the existing tests that it corrected to ensure that they worked with the new code. Your developers can review this fix just like any other PR and merge it with confidence, knowing it's backed by runtime validation. Now, if we switch back to the Contrast platform and refresh, you can see that SmartFix added comments detailing what it did with links back to the pull request. We also see the vulnerability is now in review. If your existing vulnerability policy is not configured to require reviews, SmartFix would set it directly to remediated. This gives you a complete, auditable traceability from initial detection all the way through to verified resolution, closing the loop seamlessly. Let's look at the configurability of SmartFix. SmartFix supports Bring Your Own LLM, allowing you to use your organization's preferred and vetted AI provider. This ensures your vulnerability data and code are handled according to your corporate policies. You can manage the pace of remediation with pull request throttling. You are able to control the maximum number of PRs that are open at any given point in time. This ensures that your developers don't become overwhelmed with hundreds of PRs at once. Use severity filters to specify which vulnerabilities SmartFix should address, aligning with your organization's risk appetite and your existing Contrast policy. In summary, we're excited that Contrast AI SmartFix now closes the loop from detection to remediation,